everybody else seems to accept that vampires are just there. Just something that might take you in the night. Someone gets a little hungry, makes the tailor or the shopkeep or the butcher just disappear in the night. Wake up the next morning and they're not there, pretend it didn't happen. Somebody else fills the role, maybe the daughter or the son. That is the Senzian way of life. People just disappear. Of course, everybody else has their own problems. Towns are slaughtered by werewolves. Zombies roving the plains, destroying everything in their path. But it's a little more concerning when you don't see what kills people. Of course, vampires exist. They're around. You probably have seen one or two in your time, but they don't just hunt in the day like animals. They a little more graceful, which is the scary part. And it's hard to accept that, and especially everybody in the party just so willingly throwing themselves at these vampires. I knew it was the smart choice to just give them what they wanted and move on, but just seeing people kneel before vampires just it hurts. And I'd like to do something about it, but I did, and I nearly lost my life, so that's fun. Okay, it's a Braylet. That's cool. Seems like life is just going on as it has. And first face we see is my mother. I shouldn't say that in a bad way. It's probably the best person I could have encountered first.
Amrita hugged me. I'm glad she did. Just, I didn't expect it. I didn't want to tell, but Asuriel is, well, annoying, so pull it out of me, and I'm glad I told. If it made her feel a little more comfortable, enough to, instead of being 20 meters in front, actually next to someone for a second. And I've seen vampires before. I've interacted with them. My throat was almost closed by one in Corsica, but I'd never been bitten before, and I didn't expect it to feel good. It's, well, confusing to say the least. I don't know what to expect. Most of what I've heard is from stories, and you never know how much you can trust a story. There's always truth in it. We're not done with those fucks yet. And somewhere I don't want to be done. Heading into Braylet. And I mean, a warm fucking welcome. This is gonna be... I don't know what it's gonna be. I'm scared to tell myself I'm scared. So I will tell you now that I'm not. There's no need to be.
Lorelei.
Oh, fuck.
The past handful of winters, you've almost lost track of the hunter's moons, the months and months of freezing cold spent by yourself, constantly wandering the moors, forests, grassy plains where things can be trapped, setting up snares trying to catch a rabbit if possible, but mostly subsisting on what you can gather in terms of berries in the new moon, wild plants that grow throughout the harvest moon. But the hunter's moons have been the hardest, and you can feel that briskness in the air. Leaned against a tree, knees huddled up as far as they can be, your dress completely threadbare, far too short. You've grown past what a child would wear, but never had any chance, never had any opportunity to do anything about it, because if you encounter anyone, the undead might find you, they might find them. But you know you can't go on this way. You need something, you need supplies. You've got the blue hooded cloak wrapped around you, the only warmth. And you have to make a plan. What would she do to trade?
She would gather anything that she would normally find useful. Like, you know, plants that she knows are either tasty, good medicinally, or can be useful in some other way. And rather than use it for herself, she will deliberately go without for a while to kind of stockpile a decent sort of nest egg of just random, like a little hamper of, you want stuff from the forest? Here's a bunch of stuff from the forest. Like mushrooms as well, just anything.
You've smelled the campfires, you've heard the music, you've attempted to approach this camp of Vistani several times, every time turning away, not willing to inject yourself into anything else. Anybody could be a threat. But with the approach of the Hunter's Moon and everything beginning to die after the harvest, you've seen them begin to pack up. The tents are being broken down, and you don't know how long it'll be before you encounter anyone else. Greens, whites, blue banners, primarily vibrantly painted carts and wagons, various symbols on them that you don't recognize. And yeah, as far as you know, this is your last hope.
She's going to run into the middle of them and just stagger to a halt and try and get someone's attention. Just tear ass directly into the middle of. If she can see a sort of group that looks like they haven't quite finished packing up yet, she'll beeline towards them.
What you find is a small group around an older woman, although her hair is still dark, though her face shows some age and weather-worn nature. She has her hair back with this wrap around the top of her head. Interesting, like, not excessive, but vibrant makeup, like greens in her eyeshadow and that sort of thing. Not the kind of muted colors you were used to as a child. You know, you'd see people done up for church, but everything about Vistani has always seemed extravagant. And they all immediately recognize this pale, rail-thin figure in clothes that are obviously about to fall off for basically rags at this point, rushing up with this little bundle. The older woman holds out a hand. What do we have here? Please, child, come.
She's barely looking at them. She's looking sort of around just the perimeter. I want to trade. I need some clothes. I have things.
Where do you come from? Well, there's no villages nearby. How long have you been on your own?
She starts counting.
You'd be about 16, so...
About 3 or 4 hunter's moons.
You must be resourceful.
It's good stuff. It's berries, mushrooms.
And what is it you wish to trade for? I can see you need a lot.
Just clothes. I don't need anything else.
I think you do. You need this fire, come sit. There's a few embers left.
I shouldn't stay. It's dangerous.
Well, we'll have to find something for you in that time. Sit.
She does as she's told.
The woman in gold hoop earrings and necklace introduces herself as the Lady Risha Vistani.
My name's Lorelei.
What causes a girl like you to go on your own for so long?
My village was attacked. As far as I know, it's only me that made it out.
I see. Someone find the dress we picked up recently. You'll know the one. Where's that boy? Someone get it. Find out where he is. And she turns back to you, and as a few of them run off, and you notice there's primarily women here. It's a little odd. It doesn't seem like there's many men at all. It's everyone's wearing like longer skirts for the most part. There are a few in hardier, more mannish clothes, you would say, better for tracking and hunting and that sort of thing, going away from the caravan. But everything is bright colors and blues and greens, whites that are like perhaps over bleached.
She's focusing on the colors a bit, but still very on edge, high alert. Which
this old woman can see. We won't take up any more of your valuable time. Unless you'd like to travel with us. We can provide safety?
No.
Are you sure?
I can't guarantee your safety if I do. Whatever's looking for me might find you as well, if I'm with you.
She kind of holds out the hand for your bundle.
Just like practically throws it at her, just take it.
She has like surprisingly long nails, painted, some of them black, some of them like a deep midnight blue. In your time, your nails have always broken. You've had to work with your hands so much just to stay alive. They're all, kept short because they just break. It's interesting to see someone who is like such unworn hands that her nails are, they're very long. As she takes it and just like opens it, barely looks, and you almost don't even think she pays that much attention to what's in it. And she says, "Let it never be said the daughters of Miasma didn't offer a good trade." As one of the others comes up, this woman holds out to the Lady Risha a dress that you think might be a little big, but at the rate you've been growing, you'll fit it in not too long. It's gorgeous compared to everything you've experienced recently. This flowing black, like lacy dress. Don't worry, the original owner has no need for it anymore.
That's a shame. It's lovely. Are you sure I can have this?
If anyone said we didn't offer fair trade, may their tongue roll back in their throat.
It's more than fair. Thank you.
Take it now.
Takes it kind of in disbelief, like cradling it, like she's almost worried that she'll damage it.
We will be on our way. The offer still stands.
A gracious offer, but one I can't take. I'm sorry. But thank you. And she just scarfs off.
Can I have you roll me 1d54?
It's a little guy.
Okay.
This is awesome, Jake. Thank you. This is awesome.
And Cillian and Lorelei didn't even interact because Cillian's probably fucking off, messing around.
I'm weird with that a bit.
As you leave, her bony fingers with the long fingernails shift over this deck of Taroka, and as she kind of shuffles them and moves them through her hands and reorganizes them, turning them over. The card on top is the Master of Stars, representing mystery, riddles, and the unknown, those who crave magical power and great knowledge.
Ominous. Like it.
In Braille.
Ah.
Hello.
Ah.
Okay, that just needed to get out, and now I'm fine.
Yeah, all of what just happened, ignore it. Just compartmentalize it. Into a little
Compartmentalize it
box.
back of the brain. We're not thinking about it
Back
right now.
and go, yes.
Yes, it means absolutely nothing. It's not even an issue.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. We're all on the same page here. Glad they gave her a lore accurate dress.
On the outskirts of Braylett, you pass the field being tilled slowly but surely by figures riding behind cows and steers pulling steel through dirt, getting ready for the new moon planting. A bit late at this point, some of the fields are beginning to sprout. There's just this sprinkling of green everywhere around you. There are those who are out and about at this time of day. It's not the most dangerous. Stinzia has that strange issue where vampires are an ever-present threat, and yet they tend their herds of humans quite well and keep other threats at bay. So the daytime is not to be feared, despite the fact it is dim and unlit at all hours between these mountains and the Gaia Reach. There are people out with, you can see hog pens, you can smell them especially, you can see rows of chicken coops and that sort of thing, and a woman rides up specifically to you, catching sight of this group, and specifically comes up to Acrio.
He still has his helmet on and he's beaten and bloodied. So when he sees his mom, he's still off of his mules, so he just pulls his helmet off and sets it attached to his belt. He takes his the hanging tabard and wipes his face with it. Try and get the blood and dirt off of it after fucking eating dirt.
I see Shrek now. Sorry.
It has been a couple days since your encounter with Kraus and his favorite mount Uriel.
Yeah.
But you haven't had time really to clean up. It's been a constant push.
Yeah, it's kind of like clean up in the towns and
Yeah.
just bum rush it while in the wilderness. Yeah, he'll just slight smile on his face as he watches her approach.
There's a flicker of a smile on her own and something else in her eyes. She leans over and you see her just spit like this dark brown liquid. Looking down at you, she begins to dismount the horse. Damn them. Damn it, curse the angels. Wicked sense of irony.
Doing okay?
Day my son comes back is the same day my daughter leaves. Can't have the family together at all, it seems.
Why did Abby leave? Wait, where is she? Where does she go?
Down at the stagecoach right now. She seems to be thinking for a moment. I don't suppose she'd listen to you. Stay at least till the next one. You might be able to convince her. It's been a while for both of you.
Well, at least give me the chance to say goodbye if she won't stay. Nice to see you, by the way. It's been a while.
Not familiar with any of you.
Oh,
Cillian is bursting, trying not to say anything right now.
They're my traveling companions: Amrita, Lorelei, Cillian, Asuriel,
And the old man we adopted.
oh, yeah, and a Cathar from
family. Is this?
Yeah, this is my mother.
Zero's staring at wide-eyed owl, whoa.
Why didn't you say anything?
Family.
It's
wonderful
I know,
to meet you,
right?
ma'am.
Backstory, usually they're always dead.
Hey!
I mean, every compliment to you, because you've raised a great one here.
Acrio was really nice.
We tried our damnedest. Speaking of, follow me. She grabs the reins of her horse. Got someone you want to meet.
Oh, fuck. Hop on the horse. Or hop on my mule.
She doesn't even get back on hers, but just...
Oh, we're just walking them? Okay.
Yeah, leads you over to the chicken coops. You can see there's a woman there with lighter hair and a small child who's got like this bucket, a little tin pail of some kind of feed that she's like throwing out to the chickens that are like crowding around her in this little yellow sundress. That's your niece. The woman next to her stands up as you all approach. You vaguely recognize her. She was definitely younger, but she was around town, probably several classes behind you when you were really young in school. Can't even remember her name, but she definitely seems to recognize you. Acrio.
Hi?
Oh,
sorry,
You've been gone so long. Tessa, I married Gus. This is Georgie. And you can see as soon as the little girl realizes there's this horde of people converging on her, ducks behind her mother's dress.
Aw, okay.
Okay.
Cutest.
Cute!
Hi. Look at all these chickens.
Well, it's great to meet you. Where is my brother?
Probably at the garrison, I would suppose.
Alright. I don't want to interrupt him while he's working. What time does he usually come home?
Around dark most days. This is awkward. But I'm just curious. Why you been gone so long? We hear stories about your whatever it was, blacksmithing or whatnot.
I think that's Acrio's just skipping over his words, and he kind of looks to his...
Lorelei's gonna walk up behind him and give him a nudge and say, I'm afraid we've been keeping him quite busy with work, I'm afraid. Sorry about that.
Work. Always something new to do as Cathar.
Anissa will set her hand on your pauldron on the right arm where you can feel like that chill down the limb that was recently attached at her touch. Just the recognition of everything that's happened. And she'll say, you all stay for dinner, of course.
We'd love to.
Poke head behind him. Rita's like, that'd be great. Thank you.
Nod to the other younger woman. Go into the shops, Tessa. We got a lot of work to do then.
We're just gonna whisper to Cillian, and Asuriel's just like, I don't think this looks a little bit awkward here. Should we even really be imposing like this?
This is not the good kind of tension.
Well, they can't have cursed cheese, can they?
We have a lot to talk about. Dad's still around?
Of course.
Yep,
he's just at work over at the brewery.
Alright.
As usual.
Your beer is very nice. I've had some back in Silburn.
She was gonna whisper orders. I thought you said you didn't like it.
You compliment people, Asuriel, when you meet them. Your hair looks lovely.
Speaking to which.
Oh, I thought one of them.
Just random person.
Random passerby.
We'll go Acrio's mother.
Sure.
Cyril is gonna do that. She's gonna look at the nearest person just passing by. I was like, you have nice shoes.
please both
It
stop.
seems Stinsians are not easily swayed by flattery, and she just narrows her eyes, turns and spits again. Follow me.
Right.
No
Follow
idea how to
my
deal with these
mother's
people.
lead without question.
She will escort you past you. You see a handful of militia-type guards, fairly well equipped, though not the most, you would say, regimented. Not really any Cathars among them. Decent weapons and armor, but it's a little bit of a mishmash. Before crossing the bridge over this wide stream that leads into Braylett, where you can see there's fairly clear water coming down out of the mountains. You can kind of trace the line of it up into the distant mountains. And yeah, once you're through the gates, and she, the guards don't really ask for any explanation from her. So you are welcomed into town. And she will say, I'll leave you all to it. Whatever you've got to do for the day. We'll say 7 p.m. at the house.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be there. Abigail, where is she?
Down at the stagecoach. Hopefully it hasn't left yet.
All right. Before you go, sorry I was gone so long.
Sure you had reasons.
Yeah, I don't think Dad's gonna be too happy to see me back.
She doesn't exactly reply to that before she just tips her hat at the rest of everyone and leads her horse down the street.
Acrio deflates as
Immediately, hand on his arm. Are you okay?
yeah. He just grabs his helmet and puts it back on. If you guys want to get the mules tacked up and maybe get us a place to stay, I know my parents' house won't hold all of us.
I also do not impose on strangers, homesteads of that sort. So I'm going to go ahead and she's going to jump off of Petunia and are you going to stay on the horse, Asuriel, or are you going to get off?
Oh, do you know where the market is? I just wanted to get something quickly from there.
Yeah, just down that way. Take a left after the butcher shop.
Okay, she'll get off Petunia because that doesn't sound like it's very far, and she'll just be, I'll be right back, and she'll scamper off to the market.
You can all see that Braylett is a larger town than Silburn, certainly in more a state of upkeep. However, it's nothing compared to the massive, parish seat of Corsiva. So while it's a little confusing at first, the houses are all 2, some are even 3 stories high. A lot of brickwork on the lower areas before it's like half timbered high up. A lot of stucco tile roofs. But once you kind of get your bearings, it's not difficult to find what's kind of residential and what's more the market area.
Well, I'm heading to wherever the inn is then, if anyone else wants to go that with me. That way.
I'm John, yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna stay with everyone if that's okay. I'll catch up to you guys at some point.
I was going to suggest the same thing.
Yeah, talk to my sister.
Voltan, you're staying with us. I want you in my sight.
Oh, wait.
Why exactly?
Because I don't trust your ass.
You trust the rest
Very
of you.
fair.
Yeah, he doesn't trust your ass, but damn the rest of it.
All right, just hurry up. We've been riding for such a long time to get here.
Very well. Lead the way.
We'll go find an inn.
Then probably lets the others head a little bit forward as he just takes in the city, looking at everything. They're just a shame. And just moves on after the 2.
What you can see is a lot of people moving slowly, a lot of people shuffling, trying to make their daily rounds and all the work that needs to be done. There's a lot of people with like deep bags under their eyes, pale, and a lot of coughing.
Mm-hmm. Voltan kind of just looking at Sigris. It's just like, why don't you see if you can find something interesting? Well, I humor these two.
Occupy myself.
Don't go around causing trouble. Not yet.
You're not the boss of me. Flies off.
Can just hear through like the mental connection, like, you know better than that, and just moves on.
I don't think he does.
Literal bird brain. Just writing after, reaching up to Cillian and Amrita. Quite I mean, it's a pretty city, don't get me wrong, but well, the people.
Yeah, it's probably seen better days, eh?
I reckon, yes. Well, let's find a place to stay first.
Listen, we're probably being monitored from like this moment on. Be careful with what you say.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you. Looks at Amrita for a moment, but doesn't say anything, just moves on.
Yeah, she does not look at this old man at all, just letting Cillian talk, but it's just like, oh shit, mentally in the head on seeing the third eye, so it's like...
Oh yeah, that would be one thing I had forgot to mention, is that he did see her use the goat eye in the middle of her forehead.
This is why you have me, to remind you.
The weird thingy.
But yeah, what's Asuriel up to?
She's trying to get herself a journal and something to write with.
Yeah, they're easily. Actually, Braylett would probably have its own, like, a little bookshop. You could go in and there's like this intense smell of paper and ink.
She feels pretty nice here, but she's gonna try and be quick and look for something that won't cost her an arm and a leg.
Sure. The man who runs the shop will try to peddle some extra like dime novels. It's like, oh yeah, for just a couple copper, you can get like this whole stack. But yeah, journal, hey, what's her budget for this?
Well, she's got 5 gold. Let's not spend all that on everything. At most, probably 1 gold for like the journal and the writing utensils, just making sure that it's not something that easily breaks, at least.
Sure. Yeah, for a gold, yeah, the jar of ink and a quill pen to dip into it. The journal will be fairly small, maybe a little taller than that, but it's a little pocket diary.
That's pretty good for traveling, and she's already proven she can write well. She'll take that for the gold.
Can I have you roll a d10 also?
All right. Oh no, it's starting again.
Asuriel's like, I'm really not that good at writing, and like we look at her journal and it's in like this very articulate cursive. Yeah, like perfect angelic cursive.
But she's a demon.
Demon people.
Demon scrolls.
One of the books that does catch your eye because it's printed a little more brightly than a lot of the paperbacks is this larger, like cardboard backed but very thin, obviously like a picture book, primarily watercolors, that's set up and just set standing, and picture of this almost like a Little Red Riding Hood figure on it, small girl in a cloak who's like in the process of running, and there's like this shadowy figure on the margin of the cover, and it is a copy of children's book referred to or named Rosalind and the Kindercatch.
She'll take it out. She'll flip through it a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's mostly, you can tell, a children's book. It's kind of got that Grimm's fairy tale nature to it, where it's a cautionary tale about children going off and getting lost. And a Kindercatch is people don't exactly know what they look like, and maybe they're not even a real thing, but they're a legend of things that steal children when they stray and stuff like that. Rumor is they work for witches and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's obviously a cautionary tale, a little spooky.
She'll think about Akrio's niece. She's a cute little thing. Maybe she can get a little story, but she also doesn't want to terrify that kid. She'll look at the vendors like, you have anything a little more less scary?
Well, I suppose scary is scary does. Everything around here is scary. That's the point of the story. Keep kids in line.
Maybe an adventure story with a hero in it that actually...
We've got several copies, different editions of The Adventures of Liam Van Rickmore's.
Sure, I'll take one. Maybe Akrio's niece would like it.
What, Acrio? Revito?
Yes.
You know him?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's my friend.
Really? Haven't seen hide nor hair of him for a handful of years. Some of us thought he was dead, but you still hear rumors coming back.
Rumors? No, he's alive. I'm not really sure where he's been at for years. I know where he's been for the past few months. Well, no, not even a month. 1 month.
This guy will lean forward on his elbows and just try to chat as many stories out of you as he can before you have to leave. He's just coaxing as much information, in a very jovial way, he's just very interested.
She'll probably avoid talking about the skin witch. She doesn't seem very comfortable with that, and she's definitely not going to mention the demon.
Sure, but yeah, it's the way he speaks of Acrio would be the way we would think of a Robin Hood character, kind of this legendary, person that people have heard about, but he's definitely a folk hero.
Roll credits.
Roll credits. We're done.
Yeah, she'll get the book and the journal, the writing, and she'll probably try and ask for some stories back about his childhood here.
Mm-hmm. It would probably be 2 gold for a copy of the Liam Van Rickmore's. Go ahead and roll me a 1d4 plus 4.
Oh no!
It's how many paper cuts you get.
Is there? You have a fucking chart for Acrio?
No.
No,
I
he has
have
a chart for everything.
Liam Van Rickmore's. This will be volume 7, which you guys haven't read the first volume, so you don't actually know the origin story of this character. But I'm gonna have you guys help me fill in what the other volumes are about. So these are very much adventure pulp novels. This is people's escapism from their horrible lives in Innistrad. So every book, it's loosely connected, but there's stories about him encountering werewolves, and one where he's a pirate for some reason in Nephalia, and all this different shit. It's they're same character but vaguely connected. I think in this one, because you were getting it for a kid, it's he has this child sidekick in this volume 7. So
self-insert.
Yeah.
You love to
what do you guys think would happen in volume 7?
They find a sorcerer named Rothbart.
Yeah,
please.
It's got to be a Last of Us or a Logan type story, right?
I was thinking some kind of Pied Piper. They were trying to get the other kids back.
A sanitized story of Ghost.
Oh my god, yes.
Or like the song "Come Little Children" from Hocus Pocus. Oh, dude.
Little children.
So it's a Pied Piper type story where,
But the Pied Piper actually gets his ass kicked.
well, yeah, like Van Rickmores is like the hero of the story, so obviously he comes in and saves everybody.
Yeah.
Toss a coin to your Van Rickmore, am I right?
And the child's sidekick like befriends all the kids and becomes like a little leader of them.
Maybe she was already from the town and she was the one who escaped the Pied Piper and
Came to him for help.
found him
Yes.
for help.
The great adventurer.
Well,
We're just writing a
mister.
kid's story. I love this. Great.
I love this though.
I
But-
just imagine this guy as sort of Sherlock Holmes. He's just chilling somewhere. It's like someone coming in. I'm in trouble, and he's like,
No!
"On it, boss."
Oh,
It's
dude,
like
there's got to be a
it's
Hound
like
of
the
the
Great
Baskervilles.
Mouse Detective.
Yeah.
When the daughter comes in, it's like, but you gotta help me, mister. Oh
Like
man.
Nancy Drew type shit.
Mhm. I love Nancy Drew. It's been a while.
There's
but I
gotta-
love Nancy Drew.
And then a
There's
fight.
got to be like a returning villain every book, right?
Yeah, like his
Definitely,
arch-nemesis- his
maybe not
arch-nemesis.
every book, but like
Yeah,
recurring in different volumes. Yeah,
It's the villain doing cosplay.
It's like- it's like,
He's the werewolves.
They're always
it's like
minions
the
of the
Master
villain.
in Doctor Who, how he just at certain times he'll just show up for a story arc and always seems to get killed, but then is just alive again.
So is the total 3 gold or 2 gold?
It would be a total of 3 because the
Alright.
book itself is 2.
I thought you said Threegle. I'm
Is it
Threegle
Threegle?
Beagle?
That will be 1 3 gold, sir.
Yeah, I mean, does Asuriel have anything else to do after all that?
Apart from trying to get baby Acrio stories, no.
Sure.
She's gonna go try and find the tavern.
Yeah, and he doesn't really have like his stories would more be like the urban legends stuff that Casper Lowe had mentioned, all these like tall tales about how he is a giant and like all these different things that happen at the forge that are you suspect exaggerated. But yeah, the town of Braylip exists not far from a crossroads, which you can probably see on the map. So there are actually several inns, none of which seem to offer they're not like tavern inns where it's food and drink downstairs and then rooms up top. It's more just like the inns are primarily long buildings with a bunch of bunks laid out, several of them, one side would probably be bunk beds. It's just one long open room, beams holding up the ceiling, but it's all kind of just one open area where travelers just come and you crash for the night.
Hostel. So it's a hostel.
There is, however, one that is located directly across the street from like a pub called the Dog and Duck. It's got like a wooden sign with the, it's like in the shape of a dog that's like been painted on it, but then like there's also a duck painted into the shape of it.
I shit, I think I've been by a pub called the Dog and Duck in the UK. That's such a UK pub name.
Ah, cool.
Cyril's gonna fucking love that name.
When she finds it,
He
yeah.
just walked in like, where's the dog?
Is there
And
like
that's
a
like-
stable? Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. Next to the inn, all the inns would have like a lean-to off one side where you can stable horses, mules, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, Voltan would probably be like looking into the hostel-like things, like just looking at it, it's like, no. just goes across the street. He's not doing that.
No.
But we can tell stories to each other, Voltan. All right.
He misses Nephalia so much right now. It's like, oh god.
Yeah,
Gonna
Nephalia is
fucking
like
cry, you little bitch.
they've only got 3 like established cities, and they're all massive cities, like far bigger than Corsiva. So he's like in Bumpkin Town.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, there are only 3 cities in all of Nephalia.
Mhm.
Holy shit.
Big.
They're all hubs of civilization, motherfucker.
Does Stenzia actually have the most towns?
I mean, more like
Holy
villages.
Holy shit, they do. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, cool.
Sorry. Anyway.
I want to know what happened.
Danielle
I
is
want you to speak to your
done.
sister, damn it. Come on.
Sorry.
But,
Okay. Back on track.
But yeah, if you guys don't have anything else to do over once you've established a decent inn with a pub across the street,
Fine, I'll pay for it. How much is it?
depends on who all plans to stay there.
Acrio would have told Amrita to get him a room as well. Or a bed.
Okay, so then probably just...
Well, you can put Lorelei and Acrio in one, so that will save money.
Oh, fuck
That's-
right off.
We're not here to defend ourselves. Fuck.
Amrita has a very confused look on her face. It's like,
Shooting.
you're being very weird, but she's gonna like look back past Voltan and like whisper down to Cillian. Look, there's something that I told Acrio. I'll tell you later. It's very weird and hard to explain, but I think we need to be careful around Asuriel. But I can't explain that right now. We can talk
Because she
about it
likes
later.
drops things a lot?
No. Just fuck it. She sees very well in the dark. Like a lot further than I can even, and that's not normal. At
No, she
all.
can also cast magic.
But what I'm trying to
Is everything all right over there? You're awful quiet.
Just having a conversation without you, buddy.
Thanks, I guess.
No, you got it. You know, we're friends. We're not. It's sort of how it works.
Right, I'll be outside then.
You go talk to your crow, man. Or raven. I keep saying crow.
anyway, so we'll get 3 rooms and or just 2.
No, but
I don't know.
I am sort of fucking with you. I am taking seriously what you're saying. I'm sorry. It's just, it's Asuriel. The worst thing she can do is like swear. If she do that, I'd be like blown away. So I'm not really intimidated, right?
All right, let's just buy the rooms right now, and we'll talk about this later. I'll explain it later. Lorelei probably I don't know what to do anymore. She's just really tired and annoyed at this point, and she'll go ahead and pay. How much would that be for the rooms?
Beds.
Again, it's not rooms.
Beds.
But
I'm sorry. I'm so used to fucking going beds. How much for the beds?
it would be a half gold per night per bed.
Damn.
Oh,
So for 6 of us, that's 3 gold a night.
all right. I'll just lay down 3 gold then. Yeah.
I
We will
turn
have
out
a
my
reserve
pockets
for you.
showing there's nothing in them. And I'll go to the pub and for once in my life fucking listen. Because I want to try to figure out, I don't know what kind of people are here.
And
Make an insight check.
Sure.
I believe you all still have a level of exhaustion.
Yes, we will.
right. Yeah.
Sure.
Fuck.
Oh, damn.
Fucking.
Oh, that goes away with a long rest, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, what Cillian is trying to do is figure out who are the bad guys here. Like, that's what he's convinced himself he's doing. I'm sure won't even come close to that, but that's the idea.
Bro.
Well, even still, 16.
Fuck.
It seems as though most everyone here at the Dog and Duck pub are locals. There's chatter about crops and it's kind of the birthing season, so one guy's griping that he lost one of his sheeps, whatever a baby sheep is called,
Lamb.
died. And you catch a lot of like people just like leaning off into their shoulder and then just continuing on. It doesn't seem as though it's like a deathly illness per se, but everybody seems to be a little bit worse for wear.
We caught it early because we ran through the pass.
Sure.
How many
And can you
days?
remind me what our characters know about that? Like water?
You don't know anything. All you were told is that the Remus had indicated that there is a town that is being poisoned, and Acrio had said it was a plague, and he was like, yeah, they might think it's a plague. You don't know how they're doing it exactly, but
Okay, thank you.
I should
water would seem to
specify.
be a decent guess, but
Acrio said it was a plague because he thought it was the town we were already headed towards.
Yeah,
yeah.
can
And
we,
that
right?
and Remus was like,
Yeah.
Sure, they might think that.
Yeah.
While Cillian does that, Voltan will probably make his way to the market to see if he can find Asuriel.
While that's going on, Acrio knows exactly where the stagecoach and the dry goods store leaves from, with Lorelei in tow.
Yeah, she's sticking pretty close to him.
He's kind of got his helmet on, just striding as normal, picked himself up, walking, holding himself up. We can't let this family stuff get in the way. We have a job to do. And it's confusing. You probably don't know if he's talking to himself or talking to you.
Okay, but I know this isn't my place to say, but do you not really get on with your family? That's a reunion that one would expect would be a bit more excited. It just seemed really tense.
Crack open Acrio's character sheet and roll a sanity save.
Don't stop crying on me now.
14, okay. A lot has happened in the past, and at this point they're old wounds. Hopefully everybody can just let the dust settle and let me do my job. I'll be in and out before anybody knows I'm here.
You know, I'm a step behind you every way. You know that, right?
Yeah. I'm glad you guys are around for this.
You can see a stagecoach with luggage stacked on the top, several chestnut horses tethered to the front of it in front of the dry goods and depot, and there's a figure kind of a little taller than Lorelei, female in a floral blue dress, traveling cloak and bag with her, who's just waiting as several men are packing stuff on top. And she turns, doesn't exactly seem to recognize either of you, but you can see younger girl, maybe 20, 21 at most.
Acrio still has his helmet on, and he's approaching her, and he takes his helmet off, sets it to his side.
As soon as you do that, you see her face just light up. She drops the bag, calls your name, and goes running to you.
I'll stay several feet back and just watch this.
And if she runs in for a hug, he'll oh, yep, that's a wound.
What'd you do to yourself? Where have you been?
Just a vampire or two. Nothing much. How you doing, Abigail?
Well, I'm sure you put their heads on stakes, right?
Yeah. They're, well, there wasn't much left to put on a stake, if you know what I mean. Kind of turned to dust.
The Cathar, I just didn't. You seem so big now.
Yeah, Cathar still has you.
Bangs on your chest plate.
And yeah, he does chuckle a little bit, which is a stark difference. Yeah. It definitely whipped me into shape, and it's been good.
They said it was supposed to be 3 or 4 years at most.
I'm sorry. I think you should know the truth. I didn't come home because I gathered supplies and would skip coming to town. I'd go straight to the forge and skip Braylet.
Well, that's awfully cruel, but I understand. I'm going to Shadowgrange. It's just as bad. I've got to get out of here.
He hasn't gotten any better.
There are times he doesn't talk as much. He's just in his work now.
Right. What about Augustus?
Oh, he's doing fine. Pause on the town council now. They made him one of the members of the elders, but that just takes up even more of his time.
Less time he is at home, the better, I suppose.
Maybe.
What do you plan on doing in Shadow?
There's a job opening. You can see her picks up her bag, wringing her hands. Their family needs a governess. It's supposed to pay pretty good. the Hawthorne family.
Oh, fuck!
Oh my god.
Oh,
Feeling ice cold at that drop. Just no reaction.
Tell your sister to run.
Cillian would like to know your location.
Maybe she can stop him.
Hawthorne's a big family. You don't know exactly what branch.
yeah, there's quite a few Hawthorne family members. What do they have you doing up there?
Governessing.
I don't know
Watching
what
after the kids.
governessing is. I was
He's like a-
educated
he's like a
in
nanny
killing
slash teacher.
monsters.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like
okay.
a homeschool teacher
Yeah.
type thing. Yeah.
Watch younger kids, kind of teach them basic stuff. And
Hey, I heard Shadow Grange is a pretty safe place. Mom said to see if I could convince you to stay another day. I don't know if I want to take that from you.
this coach is the last one for the next 2 weeks. We have to stay till another one, unless I wouldn't want you to travel all that way if you've got other things to do.
You know what, little sister? Just glad I got to see you before you headed off.
Thanks.
And I pull her in for a hug and pat her on the back. Make a good life for yourself up there. Not much down here.
She'll pull out a kerchief and less and less, it seems, these days. Is it true that Avacyn's gone?
She's busy. There's a whole lot of good to do.
Seems like everyone's too busy for Braylon.
How long have you had that cough for?
Oh, it's just something going around. Past few weeks.
I'm gonna roll a medicine check.
Mhm.
Gotta keep accurate sheet open. Let's see, like pop
With
it out.
disadvantage because you do have just level of exhaustion.
I'm good at medicine. I am okay because I have wisdom. Ooh.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna have
really
Lorelei take a look as well, but I don't want to impose.
sure from a distance you can, but as you kind of look her over, she does the same. Honestly, it looks like you're worse off than any of us. Grabbing the hem of your cloak with that, blood stains on it.
I am looking.
Disrespectfully.
Yeah,
No,
you can
respect.
see. It seems like the common cold from all that you can see. A little pale, a little sniffly, chest cough, but doesn't seem super serious. Which is interesting because you were expecting a little more like people being carted out on their deathbeds.
Yeah,
and
I
that
was
sort of thing.
expecting a bring out your dead type situation.
I don't think you can leave yet.
Why not? Coach is about to go.
I don't. There's. Everybody in town is sick, right? Most people.
I mean, it's going around. Everybody has got it, I think, but you make the rounds. I
Has
don't
it
want
gone
to
away?
say too much. You know what Paul says about not disrespecting the Vistani, but there are a camp of them, and folk are saying maybe they have something to do with this.
Standing nearby.
Mhm.
Okay.
They did show up
Um,
about the time it started. I'm sure it's just coincidence, but that's what people say.
We got a lot of bad things to say about them, but they do a lot of good too, and they're people just like us. Has anybody recovered from this sickness?
Like I said, it's made the rounds. People get worse and they get better and catch it from someone else again, I'm sure.
Okay.
Just causing a lot of problems.
And I look at the stagecoach hands, see if they're sluggish as well.
They are.
Okay. Oh. I look back at Lorelei.
Just
What do you
kind of
think?
stiffens up a bit. It's like she was trying not to impose on this moment.
This is Lorelei, by the way. She has been traveling with me for quite some time.
Nice to meet you.
Suppose it's no use keeping secrets, but this sickness might get a lot worse, and I don't know if we can help you if you're far away. I don't want to stop you from going up to Shadow Grange, but if you're sick, I can't help you up at Shadow Grange.
Can I have you make a persuasion check?
Hey!
You see her look back at the coach that's like boarded and ready to go, and up at you, and if you say so.
Sorry to make you do this, but you can stay with us. We're staying somewhere, I don't know where, but you don't have to go back to the house.
She kind of like raises up a little bit, shoulders back with her bag. How about this? You come back to the house with me. You should stay there.
Motherfucker. Yeah, just Acrio in person. Motherfucker. No.
The Revitos have a proud streak amongst them.
Drive a hard bargain, little sister. All right, I go back to the house with you. Stay there together. Once this is all blown over, I'll take you back to Shadowgrange myself.
Maybe with you back, it'll feel like home again.
That's what I hope.
Asuriel, as you're exiting the bookshop with this little journal, inkwell that corked up, and you're like anxious to start journaling everything that's happened with Cillian, you step outside and you're immediately met with this large black bird across the street, just perched on feed stack, just staring at you.
She's gonna stare back at it, and then she'll pick up whatever shiny thing she found on the way here and sort of hold it out. She's still trying to get it to talk.
Make an animal handling check.
Oh no.
Make a deep handling check.
Yeah. The bird's head shifts down, back up at you. There's like this weird moment of silence as people are like crossing over your vision in the street, and your eyes are just like locked on this bird, and you hear this voice in your head. Yeah, don't think I haven't recognized you picking up every little bit of glass you can find along the trail. We get it.
You do talk. Why didn't I hear you? Does anyone else hear you?
Just the ones I want to. Can't believe you're on the list. Damn it. But you're just freaking annoying.
Oh, sorry. You feel weird.
Well, then don't touch me.
Sorry. Why are you looking at me anyway?
Because you started it, obviously. Flies up across the street, so a little closer, you can hear it croak, which is interesting because it's like outside your head.
Inside brain and outside brain. But I just got out of the shop. Should we go back to where the others are, or are you just flying around?
Probably should have been watching after them under the blue and the black, but didn't really care about that.
So when you keep looking at me, I mean, it started back in camp, and then you kept saying bitch at me.
Well, you were being a bitch.
Oh.
Now give me that. And it snatches up a little bit of glass.
Oh, okay. Oh. So, Voltan
Just don't make
really
it weird, alright?
Do you want more glass?
You got any?
I can probably find some.
Got anything worth more?
I don't really have anything shiny that I can give you otherwise. I got my pin, but I can't give that away. I need it.
Fine. Come across any fine china, good silverware, snatch it up for me.
I'll do if it's not stealing.
Why not? What's wrong with stealing?
I don't know, you take something from people without permission and it makes them sad.
Do I really look like I care about people's feelings?
You do call me a bitch a lot, so probably not, but I do.
Alright, lame. Just flies off.
This is great.
Later, nerd.
What's
Two
this amazing
feathers,
creature's
his two
name
feathers
again?
just like that as he flies away. Doses, bitch.
Why does he feel like broken glass? Maybe it's just because he really likes glass. She'll go off, she'll probably ask someone for directions to a place that can be stayed in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are several inns. Eventually, as you're kind of wandering that direction, you find the old Cathar doddering around, looking down like alleys, trying to find you or somebody.
She'll go up and say, "Oh, hi. Were you looking for something?"
Yes. You, actually. Looks up in the sky to see if can spot Seagrass anywhere, but after a moment looks back. It's like, you're Cathar too?
No, at least I don't think I am.
Think you're not a Cathar? That's usually not how that works.
Well, I don't remember anything. Maybe I was. Maybe I wasn't. I don't know.
You don't remember anything? How come?
I don't know. I just woke up on the mountain and there was just nothing there. Nothing in my mind.
A specific mountain? Do you know a name?
Well, it was, the mountains before Korsava. What did Acrio call them? The Hov sad place?
Interesting. And, you, it was like a concussion or, what's the exact, deal?
I really don't know. I was fine, just I didn't have any clothes on when I woke up. That's about it. That's really all there is.
So you do know where you came from?
The mountain? Maybe?
I don't think... that's probably not right, I reckon. So there's nothing before you woke up on the mountain?
Nothing at all.
Sounds like amnesia to me.
Gathered as much.
Voltan, in your head, after you say that, you would just hear this croaking voice say, "I thought you called going senile."
Like in his mind, not speaking, but in his mind, he's just like, shut up. So he just looks at Asuriel.
I've been discovering things I kind of know, but not things I remember. Like writing, I'm really good at that, but I don't remember what I wrote before or how I learned.
Well, have you tried fixing that amnesia of yours? Is there you didn't have anything on you that could jumpstart your memory? Nothing that could help you?
No, I was hoping to head to Thraben for that. The only thing that there was on me when I woke up was this thing, and she got like tap on the collar around her neck.
Well, I don't think Voltan has seen that before, right?
Probably not. I mean, you'd recognize pretty quickly what it's intended to be. Just culturally, everybody would kind of know once you get a look at it, the shape of it, but it doesn't make any sense that it's on a person.
Well, that is a curious thing. Not in a good way, but why do you think Thraben would help you in, discovering your past? It's just a collar.
Well, in Korsava, there was an angel that came by. I tried to ask her for help to get it off, because Acrio tried and it just hurt really bad. She tried and it hurt even worse, and I passed out, and she said that maybe I could get help in Thraben for it.
My angel's not able to help. It's a curious thing. Do you mind if I took a look? I don't know how much help I'll be, or if I can even do anything at all, but maybe I, can get a hunch of how to fix this.
Sure. Acrio took a look at it. Couldn't get much out of it. But if you want to, I don't think it'll do much, but sure.
Much appreciated. And yeah, he'll just take a look, try to see if there's anything weird with it, anything that, his area of specific expertise would apply to his knowledge.
You can make an Arcana check. For this, I'll say it's not with disadvantage because you would have typically normally advantage on something like that, but...
Okay. No.
Even still, it's very similar in construction to Collar of Avacyn. You've probably... you might have seen something like that employed, perhaps, but this one, it's typically they're made of silver. This seems to be like a crude iron. It's actually starting to rust a little bit on some of the edges. You can see like where it's stained her skin a little bit orange and definitely rubbed it raw. But as far as what magic is being implored to, for what purpose, it's really hard to tell without more of like a, testing maybe some spells on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, just by looking at it, I'm not quite sure I can help. I would need to maybe try a bit of magic, if that's all right with you. Not here, of course. Not out on the streets. But perhaps in a more safe environment.
She'll give it a slightly nervous look. What kind of magic?
Well, I lived a long while, and in my years of being a Cathar, I picked up a thing or two, so I might be able to see if I can get a reaction out of this thing.
You're not gonna hit it or try and pry it open, right?
No, that wasn't my intention, no.
Okay then. Yeah, that's all right.
You're a curious one, aren't you? Both in terms of you're curious, but also, forgive me for being so frank, you're odd. You're much like a child. How you behave and how you talk, it is an odd thing. Nothing wrong with that, but it might have been caused by the incident on the mountain where you lost your memory.
Maybe.
Just a guess.
I really can't tell you anything.
That is all right. Do not fret. Well, I don't want to intrude on Lorelei and Acrio, but perhaps we should retrieve them, or at least see where they are right now.
Oh, okay. I don't really want to bother them though. But we'll get them so they know where we are at least.
Perhaps, yes. They can do whatever they like afterwards, but it is wise to know that they are aware of where we'll be staying.
Yeah. She'll look up and try and see if she can see Zigguris.
Yeah, you can spot him pretty easily up above you, perched on the gutter.
She'll lean to both and say, "Why does he like glass so much anyway?"
Because he's a bird. He's quite stupid, you see. Not much up there, so of course, shiny things are always great. Probably fascinate him with a nickel or two.
I have gold, but I already spent so much, I can't give it to him.
Just get a copper. That's good enough for the likes of him.
She just gives him a copper and he gobbles that shit down. Like, what?
Looking at the cops, like, just try tossing it in the air. See if he's, tempted to snatch it.
She's like, by pure curiosity, she'll flick a copper into the air. Like, hey, Zigguris!
Yeah, he'd probably swoop down, while at the same time, Voltan would hear, "Gonna take this glass, grind it up into your porridge."
Try me, bitch.
What?
Nothing.
But yeah, right as the bird snatches this copper piece, you just, "Try me, bitch."
I won't hesitate, bitch.
I'll kick your ass, bitch.
Before anything else, Jake or Ben said, just give him a nickel. They don't have nickels as currency in Germany. Why are you using U.S. currency both as a plain reference and in Innistrad? It's like double wrong. It's like that shouldn't even be in your database of words. Why do you know what a nickel is? That's an American currency.
Your
Probably
media
from
is so
English
pervasive.
novels. I mean, English-speaking novels reference stuff like that all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
My
pick up
immersion.
stuff when you read.
My immersion.
Mhm.
I'm both broken in character and out of character. What the fuck's
The
going on?
anachronism.
Ben's
Also,
actually
scent
American.
doesn't
He's just
sound-
been
yeah.
like putting on a show.
Oh, no.
fuck.
Time.
Finally, the
German
mask is
accent.
cracking.
Yeah.
I'm from Idaho originally.
Oh God, no!
He's been faking a German accent all this
Oh
time.
my
Oh.
god. It
No,
almost
be
would
from
have been
South
better
Dakota instead, please.
anywhere but Idaho.
I don't know where he's from.
Be from fucking Missouri. I don't care. Nobody lives out
No,
there.
it would be funnier if he was
Nobody
from Florida.
Yeah.
He would be
Vermont
Florida.
would
Man.
probably be pretty cool because the landscape is nice.
Oh yeah, it's
Nice place.
beautiful over there. Same in Connecticut,
Vermont.
but you pay like 80 times more for everything.
Yeah. Did Cillian and Amrita have anything else they wanted to do during the day, pick up, shopping-wise, or anything?
Actually, yes. Is there a way to get some water from the pub?
Sure.
Yeah, just you'll see why in a minute. And Rita's going to get some water and probably go back to where all the beds are to sit down in private with this, and whether or not Killian's with her, she doesn't really care.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to suggest her to get a couple more liquids, especially the beer, Revito beer.
Why did you say it like that?
What?
Can we get some kids, please?
Wow. Okay. I think you're overthinking stuff now.
No, I saw
did-
everyone else's face. Everyone else is thinking it, okay?
I know I'm Cillian, but this time I really meant
Get the whole
because
drinks
that's
menu.
the thing I wanted to
No.
ask. What are they like serving here?
Mhm.
What are they serving?
Yes. Oh my god.
Because in Silburn they didn't really serve water, right?
Yeah, they were very particular about not serving the water out there. Here, it's just fine. It's like they have like a kitchen pump in the above the sink. You know, one of the old. You have to prime it and crank it a few times, and some water gurgles out into it. Hand you a glass. Doesn't seem like an issue. It's free.
Cool. So then we could get that, and then how much would a beer be?
Probably 2 copper.
I have a silver and a gold. Wait, that's not silver. That's what is EP again?
Half,
Like
half gold.
Have gold.
half gold. Does that work?
Which would be the equivalent of 5 coppers. So if you wanted to spend a half gold, you could get a couple different things.
Okay, yeah, I'll just.
With the
spend a half
exception, they would
gold.
not be selling any dark fire for that cheap.
Darn.
Well, yeah, but I'll just get the other stuff. So half gold, and then she's gonna lay it out and take out the alchemy supplies. Just kind
But
of.
you're taking these across the street.
Yes.
The guy would be like, protect the bugs. It's just
Yeah. She'll bring them back, but for now she's just gonna sit and setting everything up, prepping like the alchemical stuff, almost like she's finally focused. Is your neck all right?
My neck's fine. I'm just feeling a bit tired, more than usual.
That was a very weird encounter.
Sure. You mean like Acrio's family or his mom?
All of it. Also the way that he went. I mean, I don't like to tangle with vampires either. There's a lot that happened in that moment I didn't really agree with in terms of the blood tribute and all that stuff, but
Sometimes the easiest path is the one you must take. And we weren't winning that fight.
all right, pour this into the beaker and
Wait, hold on. I can help a little bit if I and I try to call like a sister from my grandmother who knew a bit about like alchemy and stuff and try to help out as best as I
From
can.
a grandmother on the left side, the right side. No.
Yeah, that's pretty much all. Like,
Twice
there's
removed.
like thousands
Yes.
of different relatives who all have like their own little skills, and I'm sure someone knew a bit about alchemy. So, what is it gonna look like if it's bad?
I guess we'll get to that when we do, we'll know that obviously the Veiled wasn't lying, but then again, they're just playing games, and that's just how they're going to continue to do it. So
probably most of what they said was true. We just need to find out the stuff they didn't say.
yeah, but now it makes sense why Acrio wanted to choose and come to Braylet. Can't say.
You seemed a bit, in hindsight, apprehensive. I understand now.
Well, while I may not remember a whole lot, and she's still pouring, like, measuring the glasses and everything.
Yeah, go ahead and make an alchemy supplies check with your intelligence.
Okay, is that
It will
a
be a
disadvantage?
disadvantage.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna make sure. I'll debate on using my hero point for this, but probably just save it for later. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pristine.
So all of your training comes back to you pretty quickly, especially with this, not a voice, but a presence that almost seems to be directing you nearby. But you can kind of hear Garrick's voice going through some of the processes of very basic alchemy. You know, this is more chemistry than anything else. This doesn't involve a lot of magical infusions, so it's very baseline and not difficult to do. You do not find traces of any kind of poison or toxins in any of them. The water does seem to have perhaps an unusually high amount of bacteria present. You would not want to drink it, but it's not like deadly.
Well, good news is that none of these liquids have anything toxic. There's just bacteria in this water, but it's not anything murderous.
Step one. At least we know what's not causing it.
Yeah.
This is gonna suck, isn't it? I have no idea where to begin.
I don't know either, really, but I also really don't think it's a good idea for any of us to go with Acrio to his family's home at all. It doesn't seem right.
Might be a bit awkward, but I think he should at least talk to them, and he might need us for that. It's weird. Family's always been safe and comfort to me. I wouldn't want this.
Did you really love the person that you had your child with? And your child? Was it a boy or a girl?
It's a girl. She's called Liv. Haven't seen her for a bit. But I've been thinking about her more. Miss her.
Not Liv's mother, though? Or no mention of her?
That was more happenstance. I liked her. Sure, I don't think I loved her. But I did try my best. You can't fault me for that. You know, my mother always used to tell me stories about my dad. And apparently he was the greatest. I have like one memory of him. And I tried to be that, you know, but I just wasn't. But I tried. And that has to count for something.
Well, maybe...
You don't have any secret children, right?
No. But I thought about that a couple of times of what it would be like to actually kind of have a family and stuff. But I don't think I'm ever going to get it, really. With anyone. I mean, my parents are dead, and this person I've been trying to seek for a long time, I don't think I'll ever see him again. It's been 1 year and 3 months, and well... but I was never honest with him either, so I feel like if he were to find out now, it'd be bad. Maybe. I don't know anymore.
We're all in a cycle of not knowing. What I do know is that family's everywhere, as long as you're willing to find it.
Well, I guess we'll wait for the rest of them to get back, but Alright, this is dumb, but how you sense the presence of people, can you sense the presence of animals?
No, not at all, strangely. I've tried before, but I my sister was always the one who was good with animals. Not me.
I've been thinking about just some stuff that, I don't know. I can sometimes talk, it's a bit weird, and that's another problem. The old man has seen the eye. Oh, with the fight of the dragon.
Nah, I'm sure the old man's fine. I'm just fucking with him.
No, and I don't know. It talked about all three of us being one, me and this, but I've just always felt it, but I've never really seen anything. And I guess it would have helped. She kind of just laughed sarcastically. If I would have asked one of the other werewolves in Korsova how it happened to them, maybe I would have gotten a little bit more. But I wanted out of there. Oh well.
If it's any comfort, I don't see spirits around you that much. Not any more than usual, at least.
But yeah, just... And the eye is what told me that. I don't know. Asuriel seems fine and innocent for the most part, as you said, but I told this to Acrio. Lorelei doesn't know yet, but it's weird, and I guess only demons can see that far in the dark, from my understanding, but I'm only proficient in learning about monsters and knowing of them, but so many things have happened since then, and it's a bit weird. I don't know. You may have to be cautious of that, or try. I don't know.
We'll add it to the list. I'm sure there are answers for this. Ones that I do not understand because I'm a fucking idiot. And I'm sure we'll find them someday. Hopefully.
Only sometimes an idiot.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said tonight.
Don't push it.
Oh, I will push it. All the time.
Acrio's the only one who knows where his family homestead is located. So everyone will have to meet up with him if you intend to attend the invitation for supper.
Well, guess we are, so yeah.
Intend.
Yeah, and Acrio traveling with Lorelei and his little sister, it'll just be very off topic, very idle banter, like how the cows been, how are the chickens been, have we been pulling in money, how, like, really mundane off topic bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Not be afraid there's a demon devil thing coming to kill everyone.
That's just doing in the back of his brain.
Yeah, Lorelei's hanging a few paces back and kind of just letting them talk, and she's sort of just watching the two of them, sort of feeling this, not quite jealousy, but definitely feeling that, like, this could have been, like, what her life might have been like had things been different. It's just that sort of longing.
Envy?
Yeah, envy might be the right word.
Yeah.
Yeah, envy seems pretty legit.
But in a nice way, not like,
Sure.
so fucking lucky, but it's just like,
Yeah.
If only.
yeah,
If only,
if
indeed.
only.
You know why people smoke cigars? Oh yeah, look at it, I'm so cool. Yeah,
You're gonna be a star, darling.
We're going in there hard. Yeah, and Acrio like occasionally be looking back at Lorelei, just making sure she was keeping up.
Yeah, she'll just like the briefest of smiles, but like she gives him like a little nudge. So it's just like this look like, go on, just like this is your moment, have it. She's just shadowing him.
How was everybody when I left?
Well, that's been quite a while back now. I think everyone missed you in their own way. Wasn't supposed to be like that.
Yeah, they end up hiring Jeremy to help with the mason work.
Yeah, he disappeared not but a year ago. Is it wrong to ask, because nobody ever really said, they never talked about why you had to go?
Yeah, it was supposed to be Big Bro going out to be a Cathar, but I found something in the woods that was very important.
People talk about a forge or something. It's supposed to be some kind of big deal.
In the simplest way, Avacyn's spear was made at that forge. The weapons of legend that the angels and the best Cathars and all the heroes of the Innistrad of tales and stories, their weapons were made there, and then it disappeared, lost to legend. And then this idiot, running off, playing in ponds and running through the forest, tripped and fell
Making
on
me
it.
pick up all your chores.
Oh, you don't like cleaning the siding of the house by hand?
Wasn't my favorite. Besides, nudges you. You couldn't even make a horseshoe. You hated smithing.
Lorelei snorts laughing. Because that's a really outlandish concept to her. Just like...
Well, I don't make horseshoes now. I make weapons, and I make armor, and I make tools that are a lot more than a horseshoe and a hammer. I'm not making sickle for Jeremy down the street so he can cut his field up for the winter. I'm making weapons that people use to fight back evil. There's a purpose.
All right. I believe you. I guess that's what kept you busy.
Still sorry that I never at least stopped by to say hello. Dad just didn't seem like he ever wanted to see me again.
I'm not sure
I know,
what was going through his head.
I don't know, I guess he's real proud of Augustus getting ready to go, but then it was his fuck up son who got to be drafted off to a life of service of the angels.
Mother always said Paul has his plans. That doesn't like it when things don't go according to plan.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't want me to go, I think. I was supposed to be part of the plan, but I think you can understand that sometimes you gotta do it your own way.
What, did he try and marry you off to one of the cattle farmers?
No, nothing like that, but I do hope to find someone in Shadow Grange, maybe. Not be tied down to this place.
Everybody makes their own path. Just gotta have the bravery to walk it.
Well, we're Revitos, aren't we?
Get us beer in all of Stenzia.
Everyone can be collected up.
Yeah.
Eventually, as the sun is not quite setting, but getting low and the sky's turning orange, flame color, almost this reminiscent of the coals inside the forge. As Acrio leads everyone to this house that's set on a hill toward kind of the outskirts of town, still within the walls, but you can see there's a fair amount of sprawling property. And Acrio, you see this waist-high stone wall built all the way around the property, remembering what elements of it that you did assist with.
Yeah. Run my finger along like the mortar where he knows that the mortar he made was particularly bad, and it crumbles to his touch, and he rubs it between his fingers.
The house itself is mostly wooden brick construction, decent size, but only a single story. But on the property, there is a long warehouse style building. Outside, there are an excessive amount of barrels and tubing and, things that would be associated with brewing within the stone wall, but set a little ways from the house. And on the side of this building, you can see what would have been painted in black at one point, faded and chipped off now, what would have read Revito and Son. Now it's most of those letters.
Welcome to my home.
Place looks nice.
There's a garden around the side, and just as you're approaching, you see Anissa come outside, head toward the hand water pump out in front. She has this wad of tobacco that she spits off next to it and pumps some water to swish around and spit. Come inside. We're getting everything ready.
Yeah, hope we're not late. You have a lovely home.
Thank you. We keep it up.
I can see that.
Acrio hesitates to walk past the stone wall and the gate that enters into the house's yard.
Asuriel was gonna go up closer and slip him the book. Found a book that might be good for Georgie in town. Maybe you can give it to her.
He holds the book, looks at Asuriel, and I think you should give it to her. I think she'd appreciate it. Sure, gift.
All right. Slip it back into her pouch. Get in.
As you finally enter through the gates, Anissa goes through the front door, and as she opens it up, there's a medium-sized dog, a red heeler, that comes running out, barking toward the group, followed on the heels by Georgie chasing after it.
The dog.
Yeah, and Rita's gonna look at the dog. It doesn't look like it's gonna come near her, right?
You're like the first one it runs to. Just like running around your legs and jumping up, putting his paws on you.
I am friend dog.
Yeah, she will awkwardly crouch down and pat it on the head then.
It's happy about that, seemingly.
Hey, puppy.
And Georgie comes up behind it and like bear hugs it around the neck, like trying to pull it.
Oh no.
Aww.
What's his name?
Dog.
Georgie's a little too young to really answer, but you can see Tessa come out, kind of pulling her shawl over her shoulders again. Hair's a bit disheveled. You can tell that she's been hard at work. She'll say, "Amrita, let Georgie name him Red Healer. She's not the most original with names. She called him Yellow."
Aww.
This is like my cousin that named their cat Yellow Pink, and it was white.
Nice.
Oh,
I
well, unique name for a dog.
maybe she'll be interested in this, and she'll pull out the book, present it to Georgie.
Yeah, she will look up at you. Can I have you make just a general charisma check?
See if the child
No
likes you.
disadvantage on this. Yeah.
Yay!
See if the child likes your vibes.
She's shy at first, but then when Tessa goads her forward, she'll step up and take it and like starts flipping through the pages, but it's upside down.
Aw.
Maybe I can read it to her later. She doesn't look like she knows how to read yet.
Not yet. Hasn't started school, but that'd be nice. She does like stories.
It's very cute.
I lean into Lorelei and I say, "Were we supposed to bring gifts?"
She's like, she pauses for a moment and goes, "What, you didn't?"
Fuck. He starts like going through his pockets,
I'm
seeing if he has anything.
realizing the joke went too far immediately. She just like swats his arm like, I'm kidding. That was a joke.
I didn't know you could do that.
Me neither.
Good one.
The power of family on Lorelei.
Oh.
Acrio,
Sibling rivalry.
Brings the joke
Asuriel, I will also have you roll just a d20, please.
Demon.
Ah.
A demon 20?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
You're rolling out 20, you're a demon. Okay.
Okay, noted.
I was like, I have my faith in you. I don't know what it means, but in my head.
Midway through dinner, Asuri, you're bleeding out of your eye sockets. Is that normal?
Why are
do
you
I keep rolling
levitating?
random dice today?
We'll see. It will be a bit before everything is totally served, so you guys have some moments to converse or settle in. Acrio, you
Is
can see
there
the
a
house
rocking
is...
chair?
There is. The front
Voltan
porch has
was-
a rocking chair on it.
Voltan will sit in it.
Fall asleep in the armchair.
you're gonna get fucking body slammed by Amric.
The house isn't changed too much from what you recall, Acrio. Maybe a different rug here and there. Curtains might have been replaced, but for the most part, everything feels incredibly familiar. The two women have more preparation to do for the meal, but you can all step in and just hit with the aroma of meat being cooked and the sound of vegetables being grilled and all these different sights and sounds and everything. It's making everyone's mouth water a little bit.
Do we see other people when we enter inside the house other than Georgie and the dog?
You do not.
Acrio staring at maybe a small chair that had been there since his childhood and just frozen in place, standing off to the side, staring down at that chair, recalling things that have been said with him sitting there.
Yeah, you would have seen on your way in, glanced at the welcome mirror that everyone has on the front of their doors to try to ward off vampires from their own reflections. There's this spider web of cracks through it, and as you look at your face briefly, it's just like the different angles of the glass. You can see that shattered reflection.
Yeah, he pulls himself together, stops staring at the chair, and takes his helmet off, sets it on his belt, and guess we're just waiting for the two heads of household to arrive.
Just as you say that, Amrita, you start to hear footsteps, like rather rushed, stomping up the stairs onto the porch.
Yeah, she'll whisper to Acrio, it's like, I don't think you'll have to wait any longer.
The front door like bursts open, and you can all see this tall blonde figure, mustache and goatee, as he holds his arms out. There he is, Acrio. And he like comes over and like wraps his arm around your neck and like pulls you down.
Is Gus just Phoebus from the Hunchback of Notre Dame?
He's got like this loose shirt, leather armors, red cloak around him, and a saber at his side.
Yep. Great to see you, Gus. And he's like putting his gauntlet up when he tries to like noogie him. Guessing Dad's coming home soon?
Dad is still at work, I'm sure. Damn, you got beefy. I bet I can still take you though. He like puts his arm out on the table.
Dude, please, come on. I need to see this.
Oh.
Acrio breaks his arm.
It is his right hand, so you'll have to use the newly attached arm.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, you know, I just got an arm reattached, so let's see how this goes.
You saying that out loud?
Good one.
Yeah.
The brother thinks it's a joke.
And laughing is like, good one. It's like Acrio's just stone faced.
Did I fucking stutter?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll fucking sit down and do this. Humor my brother.
Georgie comes up and like grabs onto his leg, and he, reaches down, gives her a hug really quick.
7 years and you already got a kid. Here, I thought you'd be alone forever with that ugly face.
See, you still are, unless, one of these. Huh?
Damn. Holy shit.
Only sometimes.
Elbow
Only on
killing in the
Tuesdays.
ribs.
Oh god, I have to do this at disadvantage.
So-
Come on.
Initially, it's strength check, so it will not be a disadvantage.
Oh, sick. Hopefully
Come on.
save-
Snap his fucking shoulder.
Yes.
We want to give this man a rotator cuff injury in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Wait.
As you lock arms,
11.
and you don't get a +1 on this. That's on
What?
athletics
Oh.
skills,
Oh.
and also he would get the same thing. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
lock hands, and you can see like a flicker of almost surprise as he's starting to go back. And now, secondarily, you will make an athletics check. This will be at disadvantage, but you do both get a D4 on top from stinginess.
Lorelei is like biting into her fingers, like rapt watching this.
Athletics.
All right.
Poor
Oh,
Gus.
break his
Disadvantage,
fucking
though.
arm.
Disadvantage, yeah.
Oh,
Remember?
come on.
Disadvantage and
Yeah.
then a D4 on top. Yeah, very
Fuck.
easily. His eyes like twitch momentarily before you then slam his arm down. Damn. All right.
That's our Acrio.
Cheer squad in the background, like, there he goes.
Hey, you haven't gotten scrawny while I was away.
What do they teach you out there at the Elgin grounds? Fucking have you lifting horses out there?
When you're hitting metal for 8 hours a day, 7 days a week for 7 years, it adds up. Just a little bit.
Apparently, damn.
Pulls out hammer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Make give me the old
that on.
Mjolnir treatment.
Not bad.
This is work too. I'll pull out mine.
I
Seems like almost dismissive of that. Like, yeah, that's great. And then immediately goes into telling a shitload of embarrassing stories about Acrio.
yes,
Yes.
Keeps them in a vault.
Lorelei looks at Acrio like with this sort of remorse, like, sorry, but she's really interested in this.
Oh god.
Asuriel's
When
gonna
he was
start
a
writing
wee
this
little
down.
lad.
Let me tell you about Acrio's noodle arms back in the day. I'm telling you.
Look, it ain't my problem. I couldn't lift more than a fucking bucket of mortar.
Voltan's still staying out on the porch, just listening in from out there.
Yeah, he would still kind of listening in. Probably would have like gotten out his pipe, good Nephalian tobacco, smoke a little. None of that Stensian shit.
An older man comes down from the warehouse, the brewery where all the barrels are kept and all the beer is stocked. He got this apron on. He looks about your age, clean shaven, thinning hair, steps up onto the porch, squints. Acrio, you aged like 60 years.
I'm afraid I'm not your son.
But I know you're not my son. You're my... Wait, who are you?
The name is...
How many Cathars are there around here?
Well, to my knowledge, two. Well,
That's
the
confusing.
rest are in town if you have any. Anyway, the name is Voltan. Pleased to meet you. I hope you don't mind me taking up a little bit of space on your porch.
Well, kind of adjust the belt of his apron where he's kind of got this rotund belly. Can't say no to company. Pleased to meet you, Sultan.
Voltan. With a V. It's a V,
Who's
not a
V?
Z. No. Voltan, not Sultan.
Oh no!
They've ascended. Oh no!
The two old men. An
Two old
unstoppable
men.
force meets an immovable object.
Every session that Voltan is alive, he encounters an old man, and they go back and forth. What? What?
What? And your name is?
Well, they just call me Grandpa. You can too, but seem a little weird.
Would be yeah, I was about to say. Well,
Anyway, Bolton, I'm gonna go say hello to my grandson.
I'll be with all of you in a moment.
No, it smells good in here.
Grandpa!
Yeah.
Grandpa.
He's still got like a mug of beer in his hand and downs that and like tosses it to the side. Acrio!
Just as old as I remember you.
Maybe even older.
And now I know where he gets his looks from.
Oh, you know
Oh
it.
yeah.
Receding hairline.
For the charm of the family. Acrio, like, in his mind, is enjoying that almost everybody that's approached right now has been good company, but he knows that there's still one more person to arrive.
Roll for a level of dread.
Oh, shit. A level of dad.
Dun, dun, dun.
But yeah, he will, old man will approach and shake hands with you and grab your arm. Stensians aren't really huggers much, but yeah, gives it a firm grip.
Big gauntlet. Actually, at this point, he'd take his gauntlets off. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. Set those on the table. Just his much like when he takes his gloves off, they're like, instead of like those frail child hands, it's very calloused, very dirty, bloodied work hands.
Now, what have you been doing?
Oh, well, I've been all over the country. All Innistrad. Vampires, werewolves, and everything in between galore.
Killed them all, I guess?
Pretty much.
Good on you. Yeah, I never doubted. I never doubted you.
Well, that makes you. At least we have one.
Yeah, I'm a serious doubter. Never know.
I mean,
what you're
don't get
gonna
any ideas. Abby here's still my favorite, but...
Oh, of course. Abby's everybody's favorite, which is unfair, but, when you've only got one girl in the family, you gotta put someone on a pedestal. How's Dad been? Spent a lot of time with him, right?
We get our work done. It's been challenging this last Hunter's Moon.
What happened?
Well, how it goes. We've been trying to get out a fair amount of brews. I think we've done better than most. Still shipping across the pass with the Needle's Eye. They say they can't do that no more.
Yeah, we just came through the Needle's Eye, working on killing whatever's there.
Well, you have to tell me all about that.
It's a hell of a fight.
But leave out the gory details. Stomach can't handle that sort of thing these days.
Try to drown me.
What?
Don't listen to her. She's eccentric.
I am?
Non-Stensians, you know how they get there.
See from the
Grandpa
porch.
Revito
Hey!
step up to Asuriel. He's bulky, but he's like just shy of your height. Looks up a little bit. He'll like reach out and take your hands. Hold on to them for a minute. You've seen some things, haven't you? I can see that in your eyes.
Oh.
Maybe. I'm sorry, I don't remember much.
You should sit down. Take a seat.
Okay. Just shuffle over a seat. Awkwardly sit there.
Augustus has Georgie like on his knee, like bouncing her while she giggles.
Oh.
Sarah's probably like trying to entertain her. She's gonna do like a little druid craft to show her some neat tricks.
And while they're doing that, I'll look at Augustus. Town guard. Or that's
The
what you're
captain.
doing
Captain of the guard, to be specific.
now.
That's not a bad gig.
Still running the no armor, all sword.
Served me well as far as anything else has. I see you like the tin cans.
Like to hide in them. Feel like a turtle.
Right.
Hey, like a snapping turtle.
Whatever floats your boat.
You got it too?
It's going around. Hasn't slowed me down though.
Seems like it. You came running in here.
I mean, how long's it been? I had to say hello. Afraid you were
Little
gonna
longer
rush
than-
back off again.
Yeah, a little longer than 2 months. 2 weeks. 2 weeks?
He doesn't quite seem to register even what you're talking about.
I guess the day I'm leaving is a little more memorable to me. I think you said 2 weeks, and I'd be crawling back here.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Just kind of goes quiet, sits there, looks at like Lorelei and then a Cillian and someone.
I'm gonna go
You know-
walk outside for a moment. Just to
We
make
came
sure.
through the Needle Eyes Pass, and without Acrio, I don't think we'd survive it. He's an amazing asset.
Cathar training will do that to you, is what I've been told.
It's good to have on the road.
Very skilled.
I put effort to keeping people alive.
Don't we
He's
all?
one of the nicest people I
That's all
know.
you really can do. Looks over at Asuriel. Yeah, he's always been a big softy.
Don't we know it?
Yes.
Yeah, somehow that doesn't surprise me.
I'm not a softie.
Acrio.
Everybody, it's basic
like a teddy
human
bear in
decency
armor.
to care about people.
Well,
Sorry, I
most
got a
people
little-
don't.
Sorry, I got a little more emotion than most Stensians.
Yeah, while they're all having that fun time, I'm gonna go outside just to keep an eye on old Voltan.
Mm-hmm.
Voltron.
Like
Voltan.
nodded
shit.
off in his pipe.
He's kind of just rocking back and forth, like listening to all of this, the bickering, the back and forth. It's like, it's a very dysfunctional family, but, family nonetheless. So to an extent, still enjoys listening into that sort of thing. Even though he knows, like, from the sound of this doesn't sound, like the best relationship. But yes, Amrita steps outside, just looks at her once more for a long moment. His eyes seemingly focusing on the forehead for a moment before he eventually takes out the pipes.
Here for a smoke. It's Falian. Great quality. It's good. Try it.
Nah, I think it kind of stinks, personally.
Well, depends on the tobacco you use, you see. You can put herbs in it. There are specific things you can infuse it with. You could have some vanilla in there for a bit of a nicer scent.
Why are you here? Specifically.
Well, I was invited.
I meant, why did you decide to come all this way over a note that some group of men paid to give you?
Well, if this is really as dire as it sounded, I'd like to do the right thing. And besides, as a Cathar, I can't just sit idly by while something like this transpires now, can I?
Is there a way to insight if he's being deceiving at all?
You can make an insight check opposed by Voltan, but you both do have a level of exhaustion, so both at disadvantage.
Oh my god. Oh yeah.
Both are shitting themselves.
I rolled it. It didn't go. There it goes.
Oh.
That's
Damn. Damn it.
I mean,
8?
Ugh.
seems legit.
What do you? Oh, he has
Like he's dressed as a Cathar, and as much as you know, before you even really understood why Acrio had a reason to come back to Braylid, it was like seemed most logical that he was doing it because he was Cathar.
But if you allow me a question, why are you here? Just because they are your friends? Or, I mean, you're no Cathar, so it strikes me as odd.
Bites her bottom lip for a moment. Gotta keep close people like that alive. It's only fair to return the favor.
It's a good mindset to have. You're a good person, even though you're a bit of a... You like to keep people at a distance. I can tell from this little interaction as we had. But you got the heart in the right place. That's what matters.
She's gonna turn and just look off in the distance to see if she sees anybody else coming to the house yet. Not really gonna talk to this old man anymore, but just like, it's just something still feels a little
Everybody's
bit off.
ignoring me.
Yeah. It's like,
Sun is getting close to setting. Sky is going dim at this point. Inside, Augustus will let Georgie go run off to her grandpa, and you see him side-eyeing Cillian. You got any of your own, Vistani? Kind of got a look about you.
damn.
I mean, Cillian is pushing back things because he's in the family home.
He'll kind of
his
lean
friend.
over, nudge you a few times that you know of him, right?
Yeah, good one, Gus.
But it's
No, I've been traveling with Acrio for a bit now,
yeah, he's
you
fun.
know, keeping each other safe, fighting back to back.
I'm sure. You know, I thought Tessa was the best thing in my life. And don't tell her I ever said otherwise, but you know, the kids change you. Didn't think it would happen, but got me. She got me.
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
I don't think I can do the fighting back-to-back thing anymore. Keep the town safe, obviously. Got a job to do, but I, for one, am glad I didn't follow that path. Might not have said that a year or so ago, I'm being totally honest, but this is where we are now. Funny how things change.
That it is.
We'll say you don't have the chance to settle down much when you're doing what I do.
That's a shame. You know, bro? It really is.
I've
I
always
don't
kind
envy
of... Sorry, brothers.
No, you go ahead.
Settling down is a weird expression.
Why
Why
really
should...
the Stony way, is it?
No, not really. Why should having a family stop you from doing the things you love?
I think it stops you from putting your neck out.
No, that's the best part. You can put your neck out for them.
All right, I see that. Can't argue there.
I mean, you've kept yours safe. Seems like Braylid's doing fine. Although I'm a bit sick. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we got our set of problems, but I try to keep the wards up. Keep eyes out for vamps. You do what you can do.
About the sickness, is it like particularly bad for anyone? Is it just a cough for most? Have you been doing things to try and...
People talk. Some say it's worse than others. A few of the older folks passed with it. You don't know. You never know. They might have been in poor health anyway.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
Nobody's happy about it, but I don't know. We got an apothecary, but I don't know. He's some kind of miracle doctor. Got some kind of weird Vistani ways.
No, I don't.
Here we are.
He's so racist. Fucking Christ.
What happened?
Bro.
Probably haven't dropped like a slurp of Vistanis at some point.
Acrio suddenly remembers why he left besides his father. It's like, all right.
The racist jokes got too much, so I had to get out.
You said there's an apothecary in town. They new here?
No. It's old Fred.
I guess
He was assistant to the doctor back before he passed, but didn't really take that up. It's all chemicals now. Herbs and shit.
Does the day-to-day stuff.
Kind of handle that ourselves these days. We don't have a dedicated position. Been looking. Asked the church a time or two, but haven't gotten a reply yet.
You're doing it on Cathars. I haven't seen many around here.
Not many of them either. Most of the boys went off before and after you got stationed elsewhere, or just never made it back.
Yeah, I didn't think about the fact that Acrio was a Cathar, but usually the Cathars leave, get trained, then come back to defend their town.
Sometimes it depends on circumstances.
Yeah. It's all
Amrita, you see a figure coming down from the warehouse. It's dark enough now that you're relying on your acute vision, but it is a tall, broad-shouldered figure, long, lighter colored hair, full beard, trench coat and work clothes, heavy boots, as he's walking rather slowly up the path to the house. You see him cough into his arm or his hand a couple times as he gets to the front porch and looks at you and Voltan back and forth. Mrs. said we had company.
You must be
Mr. Revito.
Emmerich reaches out a hand.
Amrita. And she'll put out a hand as well.
Voltan.
Pleasure.
Likewise. I do believe everybody is present. No, your wife isn't here yet, right? Or...
She'll be in the kitchen.
He just kind of gets out of the rocking chair, puts out the pipe.
You'd see him kind of the volume. Not bad.
You know your stuff. If you'd like, I can give you a little bit of my private stash later on.
I'm gonna take a pinch after dinner. Inside. He doesn't seem to be asking. It's more a statement as he
Yeah, Voltan just
up the porch.
Voltan just lets him enter first and cocks his head, looking after this guy, watching him enter.
Amrita
Not saying anything.
On as well too, so it's just like, after you, old man.
Let's go in together. Why don't we?
I don't think we'll fit through the door.
I'm quite small.
And he should be seen holding the door for Amrita, waiting for her to enter as well.
Reluctantly.
Segrist will try to fly through the door.
Slams the door shut, kills the bird.
Hits the glass.
he's waiting, listening, and they're just like, nah, here.
It's like, you son of a bitch.
Hear a voice, yeah. Bastard.
Bitch. Fuck you. And as he hears his dad, I'm guessing, approaching the house.
Yeah, you can almost recognize the heavy boots
Yeah.
and the creak of the porch wood.
He nearly freezes up in his armor, like dead bone still, like he just saw a ghost, but he breathes in, breathes out, stands up as he hears him approach the door, and walks to the door to greet his father.
You all see Amric walk in, looks over the assembled group in his living room briefly before he gets down on his knee next to the door and just starts to unlace one of his boots.
Been a while.
They killed one of the fattest hogs we have. Should be pretty good.
I appreciate the hospitality.
Takes that boot off and goes on to the next one. Bravest hospitality for company.
It's greatly appreciated.
No,
It should be expected. Stands up, grabs onto Acrio's shoulder for a moment before he passes into the dining room.
Yeah, Acrio just stands there, tensing up as that hand lands on his shoulder. He slowly turns to watch his father pass.
His hair is longer than you remember. I think may have grown it out the entire time you were gone.
So you're still getting your beer around, Stenzia?
Easier some years than others. Fortunately, we've had the assistance of a good number of Vistani who'll ship it for us, but speaking of, didn't catch your name.
Oh, sir, it's Cillian Vistani, as you guessed right.
Pleasure. I heard y'all came
Nice.
over the Needle's Eye Pass. What's going on up there?
Is he
Great
asking
things.
me or his son?
You.
Oh, you know, big monster, but we survived.
Catfars didn't kill it.
No, unless there were multiple, which could be possible.
Damn. I need to get shipment across that way. None of the other Vistani will do it these days. Gonna have to go the long way through Corsica.
It's probably worth it. It was quite a thing to face.
I heard about one group that went over. Reports were they never made it across. Damn shame.
That it was.
Excuse me, just a moment. You see him go into the side room where the Anissa and Tessa have been working. Hear them speaking briefly before he comes out carrying this tray with like a massive whole hog on it, fixings all around it, apple shoved in its mouth, and he sets that down in the center of the table as the other women start bringing out the other sides. There's puffy flat breads and a lot of carrots and beans mixed together, like a green bean casserole that has bacon bits in it.
Acrio, you never told me your family had taste. This is amazing.
God damn it, you're making me hungry.
Definitely a popular edition.
I'm scared
Midwest.
of the pigs now. There's a pig theme. We've been hurt with cows. I'm scared of the pigs.
I'm
scared of every farm animal now.
I mean, it'll be fine.
Jesus, who was that fucking pterodactyl?
Its eye suddenly opens up and looks at Lorelei.
It has a flaming face on it.
Oh god, no.
Acrio kind of looks over all of it. No, we could cook this well either. Mutters under his breath and sits down at one head of the table.
The opposite end from Amric.
Yeah.
Lorelei's taking post up right next to him, like right around the corner.
And I'll be right next to
sits in the
that.
middle.
Guess Amrita will sit near Cillian and Lorelei.
Stick
Yeah,
close
we're on
to
opposite sides of the
Georgie
table.
and
Oh, yeah, opposite side
entertain
of the table. I'd assume Asuriel would sit next to Lorelei and then Amrita could be next to Cillian or something. I don't know.
I've got my two faces at both my side to do the talking for me. Now I can just sit back and look menacingly at him.
Yeah.
You just put the helmet on. You don't have to talk.
Yeah.
Shove
Yeah.
walk through the visor.
Yeah, I have a question. So when Amrita probably inhales like the scent from the meat, does it smell like there's anything off
No.
about the food? No? Okay.
Smells totally normal. There's nothing. I mean, there is like some hunks of cheese with the bread, but it doesn't smell weird. Doesn't
Okay.
smell silverny.
Well,
Just
the
don't
thing is,
drink
she
the
doesn't really
beer.
typically eat cheese anyway, so
Unfortunately, that is what is being served with the meal. Is Grandpa will come out and like crack open the lid off of a bottle for everyone, and like set it next to you, and then go on to the next one. Set that in front of you, so that everybody has one. He seems rather proud of it.
Yeah,
Watch the cereal get smashed.
How bad is it?
I mean, depends on
Is
your
it
taste for
Nephalia?
beer. And Nephalia is not really known for beer. They're more of a wine country. Gavany is a lot of fields and grain and that sort of thing. So you would definitely not call it top shelf, but it's fine.
Okay.
It's imbibable.
It's quite interesting.
We had some in Selburn, and I mean, I was blown away then, and I'm blown away now.
That would have been an old stock. Haven't got anything that way in a while.
You're
This
gonna
should be
take a sip.
better.
She makes like a face, like when you give a beer to a child so they can.
And they
taste
try it the
they're like,
first time, and they realize how awful it is.
It's like, ah.
But I'm trying to pretend. Yeah.
I want to be like the grown-ups.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything, but do what Cillian did and take like a pretty big gulp of it and set it down and just like drink it.
You said you used Vistani to send it to other places. Which families, if I might ask?
He will hold up a finger in just a moment. We'll get to that. Before, I think it's only appropriate that the guest of honor say the blessing to the angels. As he stares across the table.
Fuck. I'm tempted.
Oh,
I'll just
fuck.
fucking say Searing Smite and just fucking.
Get the scorching ray out. Just
Yeah.
Just the whole pig gets yeeted at him.
Yes.
divine arm.
Killed with a pig.
His hand holding the fork in his hand, the thumb presses like against the head of the fork while it's hidden under the table, and he's bending the fork into like that shape.
Oh god.
You can just imagine the mother doing the dishes. Like, what happened to this?
Like, damn, son again.
I could just cast mending.
You can just bend it back the other way.
Yeah, I could just go like that. Like,
Yeah.
Hey,
Up-a-da.
like magic.
Yeah, it's like magic, only appropriate, and he will. Yeah, he'll pull himself together, and first he'll do the symbol of Avacyn on himself, and then for all the woes of the world, for all that's wrong and all our sorrow, we're here tonight, together, and under the protection of Avacyn. She gives us life and safety, and we find the good things in life to appreciate. Despite all that has happened, we're here today to enjoy a wonderful bounty blessed by the angels. Avacyn
Emmerich will like grab the carving knife from next to him, going into begin serving the hog, and glance back up at you. Welcome home, boy. And starts shaving off chunks of it to pass out to everyone's plates.
Yes.
Yeah, he's just. You go.
Well, Voltan's just taking in all of this, and he's just internally like, okay, here we go.
Voltan's the kind of person to take the entire thing of casserole and like, wow,
Yes!
Some more beans.
It's good for my digestive system. It's not that great these days.
Yeah.
I
Rhea
need
probably
the
scratches
fiber.
up at like her eyebrow for a moment, but make sure the bandana like is still there. Takes another sip
Voltan
of
will
his
just
beer.
kind of scratch his forehead.
fucker.
Segrist tapping at the window.
The true horror.
To the side.
Yeah. Rather than just letting his dad do all the work, Acrio will stand up and grab a spoon and start serving the sides.
Yeah, Anissa would initially protest, but alright, you want to.
It's
Go
the
ahead.
least I can do as a guest. Staring his dad down as he's serving the sides.
Like
Work
a
been
contest
good?
of who can serve better.
Yeah.
The tension.
It's gonna be a fight at the dinner table. Holy shit.
Lorelei like looks down the table at Cillian. She's like, "You're better at telling stories than me. How about you enlighten them with their story of how Acrio protected all of us against the monster on the Needle's Eye Pass? I think they'd be honored to hear how their son saved all of our lives." And she gives them just like that, embellish it.
I would
Trying to big him up in
love
front of his
to.
family, man.
So I assume you've all seen at least part of the Needle Eye's Pass, yes? It's narrow. It twists and turns. It's always in shadow from the things above you. And you're always looking over your shoulder, trying to hear anything off. And in the front, riding on his beautiful mule, our hero, Acrio Revito. You know, when he's brandishing that hammer, and I point to it, you feel the most safe you've ever felt. So, of course, we chose the Needle's Eye, because we had him on our side. And then we started to hear it, far off. Well, of course, I couldn't hear it because my ears are... But Acrio said, "Listen, halt. A creature has arrived." And I can go on, but it would take 20 minutes.
Amrita drinks that beer a little bit faster, just like...
No, go on. I just got popcorn for this.
Acrio, definitely so good at perception, wasn't the only one who failed that. Oh, I
As
know.
he's going by, scooping out some of the carrots and beans to his younger sister, she leans over. Is he always this full of bullshit?
All the time. It's great. Most of his personality. It's beautiful.
It's endearing.
And I was down, pushed on my back by this creature. I thought my life was over. I saw everything flash before my eyes, and then suddenly, a light. My weapon started to glow with magical power. From the angels themselves, I could feel the strength of the forge in my veins, etc.
God,
Lorelei is regretting her decision to ask him to do this.
Yeah,
I'm
Amrita,
like, what have I wrought on the world?
yeah, Amrita's making eye contact with Lorelei, just like, wow.
It's just like
Yeah,
sitting in the chair, like,
everything that they did cooperatively, nah, just Acrio. He basically did everything.
Yeah,
Yep,
definitely,
100%.
I especially downplay Voltan. He's like the worst in the fight, and he misses everything.
don't even mention him.
Yeah, Voltan is just old man in his seat, so kind of checks out with the stories, like nodding along.
His whole plate of casserole.
Yeah, exactly.
Asuriel's gonna sneak some food to the red healer and to
Mhm.
fucking... I forget his name every time.
Yellow.
Raven.
Yellow. Yeah, they call him Yeller.
Yeah, old
No,
Yeller
no, I
gonna
meant
die in the
the
back.
Raven.
The Raven's outside.
Yeah,
Oh, the Raven.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's gonna
he's
go to the
out.
window and like do like
That's not-
sneak a little bit of food under
You
there.
just see Asuriel throw
Just get up
food
and
out
leave.
of the window.
Yeah,
Just
from
like-
the pie.
Everyone's focused on like Cillian, so she's like sneak.
Yeah, Voltan just heard do that shit.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like,
god.
hide.
Yeah,
While
Amrita's
the
just gonna
story's
finish
going
that
on,
beer.
While the story's going on, I want to just get a vibe from Amrit. Does he seem like at all just happy that his son's here? Is there any kind of joy I can sense? I don't know him, but
You
can I
make an
sense
insight
anything?
check.
because she was expecting like a more warm welcome from family, and she's not getting that. That'd be disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Still
Hey.
16. Hey. The
So-
bow.
Limphal.
He goes about his work, carving up this hog, serving it to everyone, listening to the story, but you get the sense that he also recognized this is embellished and glasses over at some points. As far as jumping for joy, there's definitely none of that. Like it's not like he's pissed off that Acrio's home, but he's not like, my boy, it's been so long.
Ah, that's one bear down. Ah, not bad.
It's better the more that's in your stomach.
That's just called being drunk.
And that is how B learned to fly.
Fuck.
Asuriel
A
sobbing.
bit of graveyard humor, but Gus definitely laughs at that.
Yeah, just sort of like, "Bee."
Yes. Good retelling of our travels, Cillian. Good job.
100% accurate.
I think I nailed it.
Absolutely nailed it. So
Here,
glad
I'll
I
shut up
asked you
now.
to do that.
Everyone is able to converse and enjoy the meal that is very well prepared. And at some point, I think Tessa, who is like seated obviously on one side of her husband, but then with Amrita on the other side, there would just be a moment where you find her glancing over at you.
Yeah, Rita's gonna awkwardly turn. I imagine they make awkward eye contact for a second. It's like, sorry, need something?
Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't stare. Was that the needle's eye? How you got that? And she kind of like reaches up to the scar on your own face that's like kind of on the cheek, but then down the neck.
No, more of a bear of sorts. That's another story.
I could tell it if you want.
Ooh.
Yeah, everybody at the table's like, nah, thanks, but maybe later.
Yeah, something minor. Could have been a lot worse, but
Doesn't seem minor at all to me. How do you do it?
a lot of rolling in the dirt, I guess. But your brother also helped in that moment.
I understand the Cathars and even Gus, as he's eating, she like grabs his hand and he's like, I was using that. so she lets go.
I was using that.
Which is like, some of the older girls from the town, firstborns, they have to go off and for the Cathar school, but I never could see myself doing that out there outside the walls. Must take a lot.
Yeah, well, maybe you're an only child in your family and stuff. You tend to get rowdy with the boys as well as the girls, so maybe that's another reason why.
She has Georgie on her lap. Georgie is our first.
Which is very beautiful.
Thank you. She like cuts up some little pieces of meat for her into small chunks.
Yeah. And it's almost weird, like there's almost like this moment when Maria's watching this interaction. It's like she just dazes off for a moment or just quickly staring away and staring down at her plate.
Would have kind of occasionally pay attention to Georgie in terms of he wants to see if she is coughing like the rest of them.
She does.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like it's that little kid like
Yeah. Okay.
Just like,
cover your
mouth.
Like her mom tries to get her to cover her mouth, but she
Yeah.
accidentally spits a little food out on the table.
It's more like him listening. He's not actively looking.
I would say the
he's
only
just-
one who doesn't seem to be like somewhat ill is Grandpa. He seems relatively okay, like spry for his age.
It's all that beer.
Yeah, he just takes note of that, but yeah, just continues to talk with people, eat food.
At some point, Anissa would reach across the table for Lorelei and just in a hushed voice say, I'm sorry, I didn't know if it was right to mention it, but I'm sorry for your loss.
I'm sorry, what?
You seem to be in mourning.
Oh. Yeah. Sorry, I usually keep the cloak around. I don't normally know if people can, Thank you. I forget most days.
Remember them well.
That's all we can do, isn't it?
For a few years, I was afraid what we were going to hear about Acrio.
Well, I can assure you that as long as we're still breathing, he will be too.
I'm glad.
Lorelei sinks back into her chair and she has this look of like guilt on her face. Just this ever-present look of guilt. It's mea culpa in the bitch.
Between bites, Amric at the front of the table, not really looking up from his plate. Tomorrow I'll need a hand. Well, Putnam's sick. Can't get his seed in. We need barley.
Busy. Can't help.
With what?
More important matters.
What exactly more important than keeping our family business alive? You don't want your mother to starve?
I don't want anybody to starve.
Well,
I'm
then
a
we need our
Cathar.
barley put in.
I'm here as a Cathar, not as your son.
What does that mean?
Didn't come here for a day trip, say hi to the family. I have a job to do now. You think I spent 7 years just pissing around the countryside?
Honestly, I don't know what you've been doing this whole time. Might have been nice for a little update. Guess that's too much to ask. Is it too much to ask for someone who knows their ass from their elbow to help out around here? None of the boys from town have a fucking clue.
Got a son right there?
And he will be out helping with the fields tomorrow. I need all hands on deck. The community's got to pull together if we're going to get past this thing that's going around. Can't let fields go barren. We don't get barley. We don't have brews. We don't have money. Tell me what's more important than that. Go ahead.
Lorelei reaches over and just puts a hand on Acrio's forearm.
Cillian is looking at Acrio for permission.
Ready to throw down with your dad.
Yeah, Amrita feels like she's like sweating a little bit from the heat in there and the bandana being on so long, not being able to take it off in private at all. Like,
I know you don't trust me, Dad, but if I don't do the job that I'm here to do, there ain't gonna be nobody still standing to harvest that barley. I need you to understand that. Not you, not nobody.
Sounds pretty vague. Is that how the Cathars work these days? It's all secrets? I guess that's what I should expect from that Inquisitor. It's all hush-hush. Nobody gets to know anything anymore.
You want to know what's going on? Tough luck. There's people around here that don't need to know what's going on. If you want to have a little private conversation, then I'm free to oblige.
No, I think we do it here. You can say it in front of your friends. You can say it in front of your family.
Really want to hear that? Well, I'm going to give
7
you
years.
one more chance to say that you don't want to hear what I have to say.
Make a persuasion check. Or intimidation, your choice.
I'll do persuasion.
He just leans forward, takes another bite. Lay it on me.
Look to Cillian, look to Lorelei for like an approving nod. Like squeezing Lorelei's hand.
Yeah, she like almost vice-like grip on him, just like.
Cillian at this point is holding on by pure willpower, and as soon as you give him the go, he's gonna explode.
Yeah,
That's what you see on him.
Yeah, I see that like a fucking casket, like the little holes.
It's like shaking.
Yeah, exactly.
Vain.
Okay.
Just as you're beginning to speak, your mother will grab Everett's arm and pull him back. Just say, not at the dinner table. We have company. Say with your piece tomorrow.
You can borrow one of our mules to do your work. That's all you'll get. As a courtesy for coming home and hosting us.
Courtesy. Goes back to his food. Eventually, your mother will say, kind of when everybody's wrapped up, why don't we go out on the porch, get us a little bit of air? Gus, grab your guitar. He's like, what? I haven't played that thing in fucking years. Not even get it.
I have a flute as well.
You can join in. Lighten the mood a bit. It looks back and forth between Amric and Acrio.
Music is the best remedy. What an amazing idea by an amazing mother.
Somebody's got to cut this tension.
Yeah, we're just gonna stand up and try to excuse me for a moment and walk outside first, just to breathe.
Anissa and Tessa will start cleaning up all the dishes off the table and packing them over into the kitchen area.
I help.
I'll help
Cool.
as well.
Yep.
Acrio, like as Lorelei gets to go up and leave, his hand kind of like is still holding on to her for a moment, and then it lets go as it clenches back to being shut.
So just give his hand a squeeze. Like, I'll be right back. And she'll just be very quick, and then we'll immediately be like right back, like falling into step behind him.
Amric basically sits the entire time. If Cillian felt like steam was coming out of his ears, he could probably see the exact same thing, as he's just dead still at the head of the table as everything's cleared away, and you have to come and like pick up his plate.
Yeah.
I lean
Chris,
like very close to him and like over him as I pick it up, and I take it to the kitchen.
Eventually he stands up quickly, just like the chair behind him being shoved back, and marches out of the room onto the front porch. You can hear the door not slam exactly, but it closes with a level of firmness.
Does Amrita see where he goes, since she kind of went toward that way herself?
Yeah, he just sits down in one of the chairs, and you see him like pull out a pipe, pulls out like this black stone that he used to kind of bore out the bowl of it before packing it, and glances over at you but doesn't say anything as he strikes a match to light it. Eventually everyone can make their way out. Gus is like tuning his instrument because it's obviously old and hasn't been used in a while.
Yeah, Amrita's just like fiddling around with the notes on her fingers on her flute.
Mm-hmm.
Play a note, help him tune it.
You can see Grandpa Revito also has a fiddle that he's in much better condition. He is like scratching out a few tunes that are well known to him, helping you get the idea of something, kind of a local Stensian tune, Amrita. And the curtain will fall with this from Tessa.
No, I don't want to cut. I want to play D&D more.
I know these hills. I know these hills. I know the touch of the sacred ground, where they'll lay my body down. I know these hills, stone in the earth, rain in the sky, blood on the blade, hear the angels cry. Remember my name and look in my eyes. I know these hills. I know these hills. Ash into ash, dust under dust, father to son.